Hello, everybody. Welcome to Q&A Day. I am your host, Tara. It's Detox, and we are live. So, this Q&A Day, I'm going to definitely be answering some questions from the community, but I also want to touch on asymptomatic. So, people who have HSV and they're asymptomatic. This is a big one. A lot of people don't really know what they need to look out for. They don't know like when they're transmissible or when the virus is active in their body and things like that. And because they don't have any symptoms, or they're unaware of the symptoms that they are having, they're not considering them as being HSV symptoms. They don't even know that they're HSV symptoms. So different things that you can experience when you are actually active, when the virus is active in your body, but you're not having an outbreak. People will consider this asymptomatic if they're not getting a herpes outbreak. But just because you're not getting the outbreak does not mean that you are not having any symptoms or that it's not active. So things that are very, very common would be BV and yeast infections. BV and yeast infections are super prevalent in the HSV community. A lot of people who do not even consider themselves as having HSV because they only get cold sores. When cold sores is a form of herpes virus, is HSV1. And a lot of women who have HSV1 also get reoccurring BV and yeast infections all the time. It's every month like clockwork. It's right before, right after the menstrual cycle. It's during ovulation. Ovulation is a big one. So let's touch on why it is that you're getting BV and yeast infections when you're ovulating, and how is that related to the herpes virus. Okay, so the woman's vaginal pH is supposed to be acidic. Okay, I don't know if you know this, but the vagina is an acidic organ. It's supposed to be between a 3.5 and a 4.5. Okay, that's very acidic. Very far from alkaline. Alkaline is anything that is over a 7.0. 7.0 is neutral. Anything above is alkaline. Anything below is acidic. So it's going to be a lot of acids going on down there, and that's the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be acidic. Now, sperm, on the other hand, is alkaline. Okay? So when it's time for ovulating, the woman's vaginal, her reproductive system, it will raise the pH naturally so that it's more hospitable for sperm. Okay? So that's why you are getting BV and yeast infections when you are ovulating, because your vagina is acidic to control the bacteria balance in the vagina, not just the bacteria, the fungus, any viruses, anything like that, bacteria, viruses, and fungus. It's going to control that with its acidic pH. All right. I know that's a little opposite from the stuff that y'all hear. Y'all hear alkaline, but it's certain situations. Okay. And when it comes down to reproductive health, it's very important that your vagina is. All right, there we go. We're back. Nice and healthy and acidic vaginas, okay, between a 3.5 and a 4.5, all right? But this is the thing. That is not hospitable for sperm. So when your vagina increases its pH so that you can get pregnant during ovulation, it also creates an environment for bacteria from Bacteria vaginosis to replicate, all right? So you're getting increased BV infections. It's creating an environment that is more hospitable for yeast, because fungus actually needs a more alkaline pH, not an acidic pH, okay? If you want to kill fungus, then you need to introduce acid to it, all right? But if you're keeping the fungus in a nice alkaline environment, or an environment that is more alkaline than it's supposed to be, then you're actually feeding the fungus, and you're helping it to grow and all of that stuff. So during your ovulation time, while your vaginal pH is raised to be more hospitable for the sperm, you will end up getting these infections if you have HSV. But how do you stop it? Because you can stop it. And there's many different ways that you can take care of yeast infections and BV infections. But my favorite way to handle this is actually through taking the detox baths, because it's so fast. It's so quick. I mean, these detox baths, it will get rid of the yeast infection or the BV infection in a matter of a day or two. Okay, seriously, especially if you're doing it right, then yes, it will definitely help to get rid of that infection that you're dealing with. Hey, how you doing, Miss Griffin? And I think somebody sent me some badges on here. Thank you so much for the badges. 5-string beast. Yeah, thank you. So if you want to take care of the yeast and the BV infections that you're constantly experiencing, there's a few things that you need to do. Okay, for one thing, I'm gonna need you to stop eating nuts and seeds because that's gonna help a lot. If you consume a lot of nuts and seeds, if you're eating walnuts, pistachios, peanuts, Brazil nuts, any type of nut, any type of seed. It could even be flax seed. It could be chia seeds. If you have HSV, or if you get cold sores, or if you used to get cold sores 30 years ago, okay, and you don't get them no more, you haven't seen them in forever, but you still get BV and yeast infections. Nuts and seeds are high in arginine and low in lysine, and it will feed that virus. And even though you're not getting an outbreak, the virus is still active in your body because not only are you getting yeast and BV infections, I'm sure you're probably experiencing back pain, okay? Back pain, aka Herman. Thank you, Herman. So back pain is synonymous with HSV. There's some people who think that, that back pain is coming from a car accident that they had a few years ago, or that, their job, they do a lot of lifting on their job, so they're just sore from work. But that's not it. That's not it. That's not all it is. The herpes virus, HSV2, lives in the low back. It lives in the base of the spine. Okay, so by it being in the base of the spine, if you do anything, if you kind of move the wrong way, you can agitate it and you can make it become active. And then it's going to start giving you that back pain. Okay, but there's still ways that you can reduce the back pain too. Now, we do need to focus on diet because diet is important. And I know that's the last thing that people want to hear. We still want to eat whatever it is that we're eating, whether that's Twinkies or whether that's broccoli and cucumbers. Because broccoli and cucumbers are healthy, but broccoli and cucumbers both are higher in arginine than lysine. So that's something that could potentially cause outbreaks, or it can cause a little back pain replication if that is what you're consuming on a regular. Let's say if you're trying to change your diet and you're like, but I eat healthy. You just might eat healthy for you. It might be what you consider healthy for you, but it might not be the healthiest thing for what you're going through. So if you're dealing with HSV, then you gotta go to a different side of health. Like, you can't just do healthy. You need to pay attention to the amino acid balance in the foods, or look up some food charts that says high lysine, low arginine foods, and that is gonna help to reduce that pain that you're feeling in your body. Okay, for real. A lot of people just think, okay, just the cheese, cut meat. You need to do that if you're trying to detox it and put it into remission, okay? But if you're not trying to detox it and put it into remission, honestly, cheese and milk and meat are all high in lysine and low in arginine. The thing is, you can't abuse your food. You can't go off the deep end eating a ton of a whole bunch of stuff, and that's when it causes you health issues. Just like you can occasionally eat some cucumbers. You can occasionally eat maybe some collard greens if you got HSV. But if you're constantly eating lots of foods that are high in arginine and low in lysine, then you're going to cause yourself to have inner issues with the herpes virus and external issues with the herpes virus. Okay? Now let's bring it back to the reproductive system. All right? So when you take these apple cider vinegar and baking soda baths, they're going to relieve the infection because it has lactobacilli inside this apple cider vinegar. And lactobacilli is the good bacteria strain that controls your bacteria balance that's inside of it, all of your body, really. Lactobacilli, that's its job. But when we're specifically talking about the woman's reproductive system, the vaginal canal, it's the lactobacilli that is controlling the bacteria balance and keeping any fungus and viruses and bacteria at bay. It keeps it controlled. So if you're having an issue with, okay, let's just say it's not really an issue, but you're ovulating, so your vaginal pH raises up. It becomes more alkaline so that you can get pregnant, so that the naturally acidic pH of the vagina does not just kill off all the sperm as soon as it enters, right? So as it raises up and all of these other things start to raise up, your lactobacilli population starts to decline. Okay, the lactobacilli population will start to decline because lactobacilli needs that nice acidic pH in order for it to thrive. Okay, so you're going to have to take your vinegar baths. You're going to soak in your vinegar baths, your vinegar and baking soda baths. And when you get out the tub, you're going to take your skins in. That's the grapeseed oil mixture that's in my web store. You're going to put it on your fingers like this. And then you're going to insert it, and you're just going to do like that in the inside, and then you're done. Okay, but make sure that you thoroughly clean inside your vaginal canal before you do that. So I know that, they say that the vagina is a self-cleaning oven. But a self-cleaning oven is not experiencing bacterial vaginosis. A self-cleaning oven is not experiencing HPV. Your self-cleaning oven is not experiencing HSV outbreaks or HPV. Your self-cleaning oven is not experiencing fibroids or cysts. So if you're experiencing all of these issues, then your self-cleaning oven is broke. So you're going to have to do some things to help it out. So taking these baths with the apple cider vinegar that contains the lactobacilli, which is what you are low on. So if these other bacteria and fungus and viruses, if they are in overgrowth, that means that your lactobacilli population is low. So beef it up with the apple cider vinegar. The mother, you see the word mother written on your apple cider vinegar? That is the good bacteria strain, and it contains lactobacilli. Okay, so if you see your organic vinegar starts to get like these little slimy strings in there, and it just starts getting cloudy and swirling around there, that is lactobacilli. That's mother. That's a good bacteria strain. It's also a prebiotic. Okay, so we got everything that you need for your health, prebiotics, and all of that stuff baked into the protocol already. So I want to put it on everybody's mind that as you're doing the detox, it's important that you get the right information to help you troubleshoot, rather than just, okay, well, I normally take this when I'm on my menstrual cycle, so I'm going to take that while I'm on a detox. If you're doing things like that, taking random herbs, taking headache medications and things like that, then the detox is not going to work for you. It's just not going to work for you. You're going to have to stay away from the chemicals, and you're going to have to stay away from certain even plant substances while you're on the detox, because it's going to make things go awry. It's just not going to work well with this. Herbs. Did you know all medications are actually based on herbs? The main ingredient in all medications is either an herb or it's a chemical synthetic mimic of a process that happens in our body. That's what medications are, all of them. Your aspirin comes from a herb. All of the medications come from an herb, or it's a synthetic synthetic recreation of a hormonal or enzyme type of process that happens in your body to complete that function. So they know about herbs. They know that herbs help. But just like you can't just take medications and how medications will interact, herbs also interact too. So you need to be aware of that. I spoke with somebody earlier today who had been taking advice from pretty much memes and people that he was seeing online. And he didn't have the exact measurements of what he's supposed to be using for these herbs. So he was just doing anything, just taking them how he's taking them, eating like Brazil nuts and different things, and kind of wondering why what he was doing was not working for him. Well, when you're pulling information from different places and from people who have an exact process. So all of us online, we usually we have an exact process of how we do things, and the information that we give is in line with the process that we do. So you can't mix and match things that you see here with things you see there, because then you might be causing yourself a bigger issue, because just like there's acidosis, there's also alkalosis. So if you're overly alkaline, you're overly doing too much alkaline stuff, then you can cause yourself to fall into alkalosis, which is being overly alkaline, and that ain't no good thing. It's just as bad as acidosis when you're overly acidic. Okay, so you have to do everything in balance and also in moderation. That's going to be very, very important. But to be honest with you, the biggest thing that can help you reduce the things that you're going through, whether it's herpes outbreaks or whether it's diabetes or just any type of health concern that you could be going through, you got to cut the sugar. Cutting the sugar is going to be the biggest component of what you're doing. The things that we are addicted to is the things that we got to let go. So it's going to be not just the sugar, but it's going to be snacks like your potato chips, okay? Your potato chips, your Takis, those really starchy snack foods. All of the snack foods, we got to toss them out. We really do. We got to throw them away. For a snack, we got to eat our salads. Okay, for real, we got to eat our salads. And if you're not on, I'm going to give information right now for people who are not on protocol. If you're on protocol, then drop your questions for what you need to do that's on protocol, because being on protocol is a different thing. It's a different animal from being off protocol. So your off protocol advice is going to be different. Okay. So, off protocol, just living your life, what is it that you need to do and eat? Because a lot of y'all not on protocol, you're not ready to start, but you also don't know what it is that you should be eating right now, and you're confused, listening to a whole bunch of people telling you, eat this, don't eat that, don't eat nothing but air, put down all the vegetables in your grocery store, and you got to go to a farmer's market that's got all kind of exotic fruits and vegetables that you've never seen before, and you can't barely even pronounce, you don't know what it is. Okay, you don't have to go to that extreme to correct your health. You don't have to go to that extreme. But the things that you can do to start correcting your health right now is put down that bag of chips. Put it down. Don't eat no chips no more. Stop it. Put down the candy bars. Don't eat those candy bars anymore. When it comes to what you're drinking, what are you drinking? Because I see a lot of people online, they're talking about H3O3, they're talking about H2O3, they're talking about these structured waters, they're talking about this water that's kind of like a gel that comes from inside the fruits, and also it comes from vegetables too. But so there's a lot of people who's like, well, I'm not drinking water no more. I'm just going to drink coconut water because Jamaicans, they have very, very good health in Jamaica. And all they do, they don't even drink water. All they do is drink coconut water and eat watermelon. But did you know that Jamaica has some of the worst oral health? Jamaica got some of the worst oral health in the world. You know why? Because they don't drink any water. All they do is drink coconut water and eat watermelon. And that contains sugar. And that's not good for your teeth. So at some point through the day, you need to drink water and wash that down. Okay? Rinse your mouth out with water or something. But there's people there's Snapple, okay? Snapple, I like Snapple. Snapple is pretty good. I don't drink Snapple often. But Snapple doesn't contain any corn syrups, high fructose corn syrups. It's sweetened with like cane sugar or just regular white sugar. But it's not using any artificial sweeteners, which is horrible. And I know some people are like, but I don't even consume sugar. I drink diet soda. Diet soda is the devil. Okay, we got to toss the diet soda's got to go too. All right, so a lot of people are telling you don't eat broccoli, but what we really need to be talking about is don't drink the soda. Don't drink diet soda. Okay, eat broccoli. Don't drink sodas. That's what we need to get rid of. And then I want to know. I'm actually going to do a post, but I want to know if you're in a grocery store and you're walking in and you're famished, you're dying of thirst, and you go in there and you're like, I need to quench my thirst immediately. Fruit is off the table. I know you're not going to go up in there and go get you a coconut and hack it open, or go get you a watermelon and leave back out the store and go eat your watermelon and go back to finishing your shopping for your family for the day, right? So you go to the cooler. In the cooler, what are you going to choose in the cooler? You see Snapple and you see water. The Snapple is watermelon kiwi. So delicious. Have y'all had the watermelon kiwi Snapple? I'm drinking it. I'm going, it was so good. And then there's water, okay? So Snapple, it doesn't have any preservatives. It doesn't have any artificial sweeteners. Like I said, it doesn't have any high fructose corn syrup. It's made from all natural flavors and ingredients. And also it's watermelon and it's kiwi. So it's supposed to be alkaline fruit, okay? So a lot of people who are like, okay, well, I'm supposed to be drinking fruit juices and I'm not supposed to be drinking water because water is not structured water. The water is sitting in this plastic. This water is just regular water. It's not even alkaline water. I'm going to go ahead and choose this kiwi watermelon Snapple because, it's alkaline and stuff. When really, you should be choosing the water, not the Snapple. But how many of y'all are choosing the Snapple and not the water? How many people are actually choosing the Snapple because it says watermelon and it says kiwi, and you're seeing everybody online talking about H3O3 and eat your water, eat your water, eat your water. Put fruit in your water and that's going to change the structure of your water, and everybody is going crazy over water. Spring water, alkaline water, distilled water. People don't know what to drink as far as water. But here's the thing. Just drink water. Choose water, okay? Drink the water. Now, if you have access, you can eat your watermelon when you go home. You can get the container of watermelon in the store. You can eat that in the car on the way to your house. But water is so important. All of your cells are made of water. Your teeth, your mouth, your oral cavity needs water to wash that out. It needs to wash out. You know how you get tart If you're sitting at school or work and you have a job where you're not really talking very much at your job, or you're at school, you're not talking very much at school, and you're just kind of sitting there and your mouth starts to get tart, that's bacteria in your mouth that's building up. You need to drink water. You need to drink water. Not only coconut water and only watermelon. Oh, I never drink water. I just drink coconut water and eat watermelon. And that's it. No water. You're going to be bald mouth. You're going to be bald mouth. You will. And full of cavities. Full of cavities and then bald mouth. Because you actually really, really need to drink water. Now, when it comes down to detoxing, because on the detox, we only drink distilled or purified water. So why is it that we only drink distilled or purified water while we're detoxing? Well, it's because it's a completely empty water molecule. It's distilled and purified water is water with nothing in it. Ain't nothing in it. It's empty. Okay? And water is a dipole. It has a negative electromagnetic charge and a positive electromagnetic charge. And all the stuff that's bad in our body, all the toxins in our body has a positive charge. So that water, that negative charge of that water is going to pull in that toxin and it's going to hold it in there and carry it on out the body. Okay? Now, what if your water is already loaded? It's alkaline water. It's loaded with, or it's spring water, loaded with minerals. It's got all of this stuff in it. It's not pure water. It cannot fit that much in it because it's already loaded. So it's going to take some of the toxins out, maybe, unless it's already top loaded with all of these minerals and baking soda, because that's what alkaline water is. Alkaline water is water that has like baking soda added to it and a few other minerals, and that's how they get the alkaline pH. Okay? So the reason why we drink distilled and purified water is because it can hold more of a load on the way out the body. That's the reason why we drink it. Okay? We do not drink alkaline water on the detox while we're detoxing because it is not carrying a toxin load out of the body. It's already loaded. It's a water molecule that's already full of stuff. Okay? It don't work while you're detoxing. Also, the foods that we're consuming on the detox are alkaline foods. So eating all alkaline foods and then you're drinking alkaline water, that is a recipe for a UTI, because the UTI bacteria needs an alkaline environment. It needs for your bladder to be more alkaline than it's supposed to be for an extended period of time in order for that bacteria to grow, causing the UTI. Okay? So we're not drinking alkaline water over here. So I know a lot of people ask me, well, what do you think is the best water? What would be the best water for us to drink? And honestly, I would say the best water is blessed water. Blessed water. That's the best water. So do you remember in the Bible when, I don't know who it was, but somebody in the Bible had to pray over their food to purify their food, and that's where we get saying our grace from. So you say grace over your food, you pray over your food to purify your food, okay? To remove the contaminants, bless the hands that prepared the food, okay? Bless the food for the nourishment of my body, okay? That we don't say grace no more. We don't bless our food anymore, but if you bless the water will structure. That is how you structure water without having to add anything into the water, and to where you're not only drinking fruit juices, where there's people who are drinking watermelon, kiwi, Snapple, thinking they're drinking structured water when that ain't nothing but juice. That ain't nothing but juice. It's not structured water. You need to just go ahead and just grab you some H2O and drink it. Pray over it first and drink it. Now, the way that I used to do my water, which I'm going to be getting back into this again. I got more kids, so it's harder to keep up with these things the more kids you have. But what I did for a very, very long time was I would take my water, I would write love on my water with a marker, this permanent marker, and write love on there, peace, happiness. And this was really around a time when I was going through HPV, because I was trying to figure out ways to improve my situation and get rid of HPV, get my cervix and everything back healthy. So I would write love on my water. I put it in the freezer. I would freeze the water, and then I would take it out, defrost the water, and then I would drink it. So what you can do is go onto YouTube and look up Dr. Emoto and his water experiments. Okay. The water experiments on YouTube, I want to say I first found them in 2009 or 2010. That was a year that I really, really changed my life and started to wake up. It was really 2009. So around 2009, 2010, I find Dr. Emoto and his water experiments. So they had this big old chemical spill in Japan at one of their plants, and it had totally polluted the water, and it was like a big national disaster. So Dr. Emoto and these people got around and they prayed over the water. They prayed over the water based on his experiments, and they cleansed and purified that water. Okay? So let's fast forward it to what's going on now with these water experiments. So now they have this thing called the rice experiment, where you'll take 3 containers of rice. 1 container of rice, you'll say nothing but loving words to it. I love you, you're beautiful, bliss, happiness, peace, health, and all of that kind of stuff. The next one, you're going to say mean things. I hate you, you're terrible, you're horrible, just everything bad you're going to say to that one. And the other one, you're not going to say nothing to it. You're just going to leave it neutral. Nothing, okay? Now, it's not just plain rice. You're going to take like cooked rice, okay? It's cooked rice that you're using. You're going to cover it up and you're going to just put them away and leave them put away, let's say for like a week. Now, when you go and you check on that rice that you have, those 3 containers, the one that you're saying all these loving words to will not mold. It's not going to mold at all. The one that you said hateful things to is going to mold over. It's going to be black. It's going to be nasty. It's just going to be terrible. And the one that you didn't say anything to, that you were indifferent about, is going to have some mold growth, but it won't be as extreme as the one that you said all the mean, nasty things to. Now, this is very, very important because the way that you talk to yourself is super, super important. All the water in the world, think about this. What if all the water in the world that existed from the beginning of time is all the water that still currently exists here? If all the water that's ever existed ever in time is still the same water that's here, that's being recycled, think about the water inside of you. If we're about 80% water, 70%, they change their numbers all the time. Just like they want to say there's 7 billion people in the world, sometimes they say 8.5. It just depends on the source. But if we're about 70, 80% water, and all the water in the world that's ever existed is the same water that is existing, meaning that this is recycled water, also means that all of the knowledge, all of the information, all of the history that you need is located not just in the water that you drink, but also in the waters inside of your body. All of the knowledge, everything that you need to know throughout history is crystallized in that water. Okay. Also, did you know that if they take water, they separate it, and they put it in 2 different places, when you pray over that 1 glass of water, the other glass of water is going to change also? And you're like, what do you mean by change? So they did experiments on this where they froze the water. That's how they came up with this stuff. They set all these things to the water. They froze the water. And then when they examined it under a microscope, they saw perfect crystal formations of snowflakes. That's the way that I describe it. Perfect symmetrical snowflakes. And then the water that they shouted hateful things to or played heavy metal music right directly at that water looked like broken glass. Just totally shattered broken glass. So how are you treating you? How are you treating the waters inside of your body? How are you talking to yourself? Okay, what type of things do you say to yourself? Are you saying mean and hateful things to yourself? Are you telling yourself that you can't do it? Are you telling yourself you're fat and stupid, or you're ugly, or some other demeaning thing? Are you telling yourself that? That's more important than are you drinking spring water versus alkaline water versus distilled water, Kangen water, 7-step filtration system water. None of that matters. None of that matters. What matters is, what is your intentions? Hold an intention. When you go to drink water, go and hold an intention. Even when you go to fix you something to eat, when you cook your food, or when you do anything, try to hold an intention over that. Okay? And instill the love and the peace that you want to experience in your life into that. And then you're going to drink your water. That is the best water. The best water to drink is blessed water. It's not alkaline water or distilled water or purified water or Kangen water or whatever, Mountain Valley spring water in glass. None of that don't matter. None of that matters. Only thing that matters is what's going on right up in here and right in here. That's it. Because this projects everything that we experience. Everything that we experience. If you have a negative life, you got a negative mind. If you got nothing but negative experiences happening in your life, you got a negative mind. You got to fix this. Once you fix this and you fix your heart and you stop having so much hateful, negative thoughts on your heart, then your life is going to start to reflect the positivity that you have in your heart. So we experience whatever we reflect. However we feel. If you feel some type of way, you don't really like people too much, and you're always thinking something negative and something bad, even though you're able to hide it. You feel like you can hide it, and the person won't know that you're sitting there thinking, I can't wait for this bitch to shut the fuck up. Oh, would they shut up? Why are they talking to me? Oh, this bitch stupid. Look what she got on. Look at them shoes. Look at she wrong for wearing them goddamn hot dogs. Hot dogs. If you sitting there ripping people in your head and in your heart and dragging on people and just negative things happen in your head, not only about other people, but also about yourself, then that's the experiences you're going to attract in your life. That's the type you're going to have negative experiences because of that. Because you got negativity going on inside your head and your heart. And that's just the way it works. If you want to improve your life, you got to improve your thoughts. It all starts right up in here. It starts in there. But before there, it happens here first. Because your heart is what's guiding your thoughts, whether they're positive or they're negative thoughts. Because you feel what you feel first. Because I just can't fight what I feel. I can't fight what I feel. You wear your emotions on your sleeve. Wear your emotions on your chest. Everybody know you wear your emotions on your face. Even if you're not trying to. But so your issue might be that you need to change your heart. You need a change of heart. And the only way to change your heart is to change your perspective. And the only way to change your perspective, sadly, is to hear some different perspectives. To hear different ways that people think about things and go about things and handle people in situations. Okay, and that's when you got to go tap into that self-help world on YouTube. Get on YouTube in the self-help world. Get on Abraham Hicks, and Abraham Hicks is phenomenal. Get on your Lisa Nichols and all of those people to improve how you feel outwardly about things that happen in your life, so you don't feel negative emotions constantly when things happen, or when you see people, or when people walk by, or this, that, and the other. You know somebody who's always negative? They're negative in the inside all the time. That's how that thing happens. That's how that works. So we have a few questions from our community, and I'm gonna answer your questions. If you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and drop them down in the chat, or you can just type them on the screen. Sorry, I don't have YouTube up today. Things happen and it be like that. So let me go. I only got a few questions. So let me answer these questions real quick. That's not all the questions. Oh, I know why that's not all the questions. Because I saved the questions on this phone and not this phone. But the phones are identical, so I got confused. So I'm gonna do my best. So the first question is, I was wondering if it'd be okay to add some peppermint oil to my coconut oil for oil. Okay, and we're back. Can I add peppermint oil to my coconut oil for oil pulling? And yes, you can add some peppermint oil to your coconut oil for oil pulling. Next one. Why aren't fruit allowed on the Detox? Okay. So there's some very super knowledgeable people that I see online that I totally 100% agree with on the scientific side about the biology and the chemistry that is happening inside of our body. All of that is true that they're saying. The chemistry and the biology that is putting out by these intelligent people who's at the forefront of health is right. But when it comes down to them saying, and that's why you only got to eat fruit. That's when they lie. That's what a lie is at. Because the things that they're saying that's inside of the fruit is also inside of the vegetables. It's inside the vegetables too. Okay? It's in the vegetables too. Now, this is the difference between the fruit diet and my diet. If you're going to be on an all fruit diet, you're going to have to supplement a lot. You're going to have to take a lot of supplements. And you're going to have to take herbs. You know why? Because fruit alone does not contain all the nutrients that you need, my baby. Fruit alone does not contain all of the nutrients that your body needs. It doesn't. It doesn't. But guess what does? Greens. Greens, and more greens contains everything that your body needs so that you don't have to take a bunch of supplements, and you don't have to take a bunch of herbs. You don't have to. There's a way that you can heal your body where you don't have to eat raw, and you don't have to consume a bunch of herbs, and you don't have to consume a bunch of supplements. And that is this way. And then there's the other way, which is fruit. And on that way, you have to eat a raw diet, a totally raw diet, and you have to take a bunch of herbs, and you have to take a bunch of supplements. So now it's up to you to decide which path would be best for you. Do you want to go the route where it's fruit, herbs, and supplements, or do you want to take the route where you're eating cooked food? Yes, we have a supplement that we take. It's one combined supplement. That's it. One combined supplement. We're not taking any herbs because we're eating our herbs. We're eating the greens. And if they ever had a shutdown, which they're trying to do that, they're trying to make it very difficult for people to continue to sell herbs and to make herbal tinctures and all of that kind of stuff. They're trying to stop the herbalists. Okay? They're trying to stop the herbalists. But since my process does not include you having to take medicinal herbs, not only is it a lot safer for a whole bunch of people, but also it's quick. It's quick. So I also see a lot of people. I used to be one of those people too who would say, people would be, well, how long is it going to take? How long does it take? And I'd be like, well, how long did it take you to get sick? Have you been eating and doing all of this stuff for 15 years? Has it been 10 years? Has it been 5 years? Well, it's going to take you a while to dig yourself up out that hole. But actually, this way is faster. Not only for HSV and HPV, but for the other chronic diseases. From digestive issues to infertility. People get pregnant in a couple months. You could be in your 40s, ain't never had a kid before because you weren't fertile, and you'll get pregnant in a couple months. Yes. I forgot where I was going, but we don't have any fruit on this detox because it's not in alignment with the path and the recipe of what we have going on here. If you eat fruit on this detox, it will ruin the detox. And then maybe for the people who are telling you to eat fruit, those detoxes are all raw. And maybe if you ate cooked food on that detox, maybe it might not work. Because they say you can't eat no cooked food with them. Not only do they say you can't eat cooked food, they say that you can't eat cooked food and heal. And over here, not only do we eat cooked food, we heal fast. Now, I do think that some people need to take longer to heal. That way they get into the rhythm and that they're locked into their routine, and it'll make it easier for them to stick with healthy habits when they're done, rather than getting done quickly and then falling right back into their old bad habits, which is still going to bring disease into their lives. In the future, disease is going to still manifest in their lives, because they're still eating the unhealthy, unclean food. So you don't have to go raw fruitarian, frugivore. You don't have to go raw vegan in order to heal your body. But if you are more interested in that route, if that is what you feel is in alignment with you, then by all means, go ahead and do it. Do that. But on this detox, you can't eat fruit because it don't work. I'm not just trying to be mean and say, don't eat fruit because I'm trying to be strict. I'm telling you don't eat fruit because it don't work on this detox. It just don't work on this detox, period. Now, if you want to eat fruit, then go eat fruit over there, wherever it is that you want to eat fruit. But don't eat fruit on this detox. It's not in the meal plan. It don't work. People have tried it. I've been doing this since 2016. It's 2023 now. I am just short of 10 years. So this has been 7 years that I've been doing this. And you can't eat no fruit on this, period. You just cannot eat fruit on this detox. And this detox is hella quick. It's fast. All right. Now, I'm going to give you guys a heads up. There's not a lot of people on this live, so I'm going to let you guys who are on this detox know that I am about to do the thing that I have been really on the fence about doing. I have done it and took it back, and now I'm about to just move all the way forward with it, and I really don't care what happens. So I really feel the need to take my protocol down, and I'm about to take my protocol down, and I'm not putting it back up. I'm just not gonna put it back up. The only way that you'll be able to do the protocol is to do it with me. I'm gonna just do like everybody else, give y'all all the science and all of that stuff. And when you're ready to actually do the work with me, then you come into my enclosed space, my community, and then you do the work with me. And then because it needs to be personalized, it needs to be one by one. There is no one size fit all with health. There really isn't. And by me trying to generalize it for a whole bunch of people, and the people who cannot afford to come to me directly for help, and they're like just trying to figure it out on their own, they are making humongous big mistakes, and it's just looking like a shit show to me. Okay, they're mixing and matching, they are just doing the most, and they're not paying attention. That's the other thing. They are like severely not paying attention, and I think it's because they don't want anyone to know, including me, to know that they're trying to do the detox and they can't pay for it. It's okay if you can't pay for it. That's fine. That's why I was giving y'all all the information for free for so many years. But your mouth is staying closed, and closed mouths don't get fed. So we just gonna go ahead and just take it down, and it's just gonna come down, and we just gonna replace it with other educational classes and videos and stuff like that. So that's how we're doing moving forward. So I can't tell you exactly when I'm taking it down. I need my other thing that I'm working on to really pop off, so that removes the pressure from what I'm doing right here with y'all, and then that's it. It's a wrap. I really don't care what happens at that point. I'm ready to face whatever repercussions comes my way from me taking it down. And that's tough, but it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, so this question: can we cook the veggies in a crock pot or a slow cooker? Yes, you can cook your veggies in a slow cooker or a crock pot. That would be fine. If you do that, just know that most crock pots and slow cookers don't fit a lot of food in it. So you're going to be cooking food often. But if you just get a big pot and you just cook your food in a big pot, you can cook for about 4 days or so. But I don't know how much food you're going to be able to cook in a slow cooker. A lot of them are not very big. Okay, let me try to connect this to the Wi-Fi so I can pull up the rest of these questions that I have on here. Hopefully this will refresh. There, all right. So next question is, I noticed celery juice has been very beneficial for my skin. Is it okay on protocol? Yes, you can drink celery juice on protocol, but you should not be drinking celery juice instead of water. You still have to drink the proper amount of water if you're going to be drinking celery juice. Okay, next one. What kind of chapstick is okay to use? Use a Dr. Bronner's chapstick, peppermint Dr. Bronner's chapstick only. Does it matter what soap we use to wash the dishes? These are a bunch of masterclass questions. It doesn't matter. I'll say it might not matter, or it might matter. You just have to see. And if it causes you irritation, or it causes you a problem, then either use Free and Clear or use Dr. Bronner's. Not Dr. Bronner's dish soap, but just Dr. Bronner's Castile soap, which I don't like on my dishes very much because it's kind of like soap scummy. And then they say, what soap is best to wash with down there? So you won't be able to wash with soap down there while you're on protocol, because Can you hear me now? It look like it's working now. Can you hear me? Let me know. Okay, you can hear me now. Okay, good. All right, perfect. Okay, so let me see. So I just went over what water I suggest for, like, I don't know, a long time. Maybe like 20 minutes I talked about water just now. The best water to drink is blessed water. Just bless your water. Now, when you ask me questions, let me know if you're talking about on protocol or off protocol. Would you suggest drinking distilled water while on protocol or while off protocol? Now, let me tell you, the difference between these waters is not a big deal. People are talking about water, making a big deal out of it as if it's a big deal. And it's not a big deal. It really don't matter, to be honest with you. The only thing that matters is if you're blessing your water. If you are praying over your water and you're blessing your water. Your water can be alkaline, distilled, purified, Mountain Valley Spring, which tastes like dirt water to me. It could be it don't matter what type of water it is. It don't matter what type of water it is. Under the microscope, it's going to be shattered. The crystals are going to be shattered. It's going to be shattered crystals. So take your water with a Sharpie, write love all over your water, put it in a freezer, then defrost it and drink that. Drink that water. That's the best water to drink. Not all the other waters, it don't really matter like that. It don't even matter like that. It's just water. And people make a big deal of it, big deal out of water so you can buy their products. They make a big deal out of water so that they can sound educated about something so that you can come buy their products. So there's so many people online. It's like, okay, water is trending right now. People want to know about water. Let me make as much bullshit about water as I can. Okay? You do not need to drink water. I mean, not water. You do need to drink water. You do not need to drink a distilled versus a purified versus an alkaline versus a spring. Which one of those is the best water? None of those are the best water. They're not. But while you're detoxing, distilled and purified water is the best water. And you still should bless it. You still need to bless your water, distilled or purified water. Okay? All right. Let's see. What were you saying about soap down there? When I make a soap for you, a vaginal soap, then you can use a soap down there, but you don't need to use a soap down there while you're on protocol. Use the bath water from your detox baths. Just use that. Let's see. Okay, you said distilled water while pregnant. I answered that. Hey, how you doing?
Mommy, how you doing?
Doing well. What's
Good.
going on with you?
I'm just sitting there listening to you, man, and enjoying your conversation, man. So you're making soap and all of that?
Well, I'm not necessarily a soap maker. I make products for home and products for my detox protocol, but I'm not really making soap.
So what's the guarantee on your the guarantee of the lost weight on your detox program?
Well, you'll lose weight in the first week. That's the weight loss is the easy part, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So we don't really want to focus on the weight loss because that's going to happen anyway. That's just a given because you're not eating any meat. Okay. You're not eating any meat. You're not eating any carbs. There's no sugar on the detox. And that's what's making you gain weight, meat and carbs. So the weight is going to fall off. But it's the health issues that we really want to focus on and get a list of everything that you're going through and everything that you've been eating. And then we got to cross some stuff off that list of what you've been eating. And then you're going to eat these foods and we'll monitor your numbers and your results with your doctor throughout the process.
Okay. I mean, it sounds good, man. I mean, I'm just checking you out, man. I just want to chime in and let you know you got some real listeners. You know what I mean?
But thank you.
Yeah, I am. Man, yeah, you are beautiful too.
Thank you.
Stand up and let me see what the detox done to you.
I can't stand up. I'm married.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm not asking you to stand up to look at you in that kind of way. I just want you to stand up to be like, yo, this is what's going on with the detox. This is what I look like. I've been doing it. You know what I mean?
I don't do my detox. I don't need to. because this is not something that you're going to do over and over and over again. You do this one time to correct your issue and you're done.
Okay.
So what the issue that I had that I corrected, I almost had cancer on my cervix.
Okay. Gotcha.
So that was in 2016 when I did my detox.
Gotcha.
And I don't do it. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, man. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, y'all funny on here too up in this
country. Yeah, you know they gonna be funny, man, because they be wilding like a motherfucker. I'm reading some of them too, and I'm like, yo, for real? Yeah. But it's okay though. It's okay. Sorry, baby. I just want to chime in. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna let you get back to your conversation.
All
But
right.
I really, the detox thing, I want you to keep talking about it because I'm listening to you and I'm very interested. You know what I mean? Because I done, you know what I mean? I've been working out. You know what I mean? But it's just like now I'm on the CMOS advanced pills. And when I tell you and I tell anybody else that those pills are like incredible, man. The first week I could tell the difference in my body, in my energy. You know what I mean? So if a lot of people haven't ordered those, they need to get on them shits, man. I take a vitamin every morning. You know what I mean?
So let me ask. So you don't change your diet. You just take a supplement and you feel better.
No. I haven't. Let me tell you something. I haven't ate pork in like 17, 18 years, but pork is not the issue. When my mom got sick like 2 years ago, and I got my mom on the same diet, so the doctor, because she got a fibrillator in her heart, the doctor was like, you know, what are you eating? First thing my mom said was, I don't eat pork. Doctor was like, it's not about the animal, it's about the sodium intake. You have a heart problem. You know what I mean? It's about the sodium intake. You cannot keep eating things with a high sodium. A lot of people don't even think about that. Even vegetarians think they're eating healthy, but the sodium level in some of this shit is like 680 milligrams. The sodium level is real high. A lot of people don't even look at the sodium level. You're not eating it healthy if your sodium level is high. That's not healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I would say the biggest problem would be sugar, more so than sodium, and consuming too much of certain foods, and the issue goes to your liver. So when it comes down to having issues with your heart, it's an issue that really starts with the liver.
Yeah.
So if you're consuming too much of, let's say you're consuming too much potato chips, or let's say you're eating too much, let's say you eat smothered turkey necks all the time, okay? So if you're always eating smothered turkey necks and you're eating that too much, you're consuming too much of something that your liver is getting too much of it. It don't know what to do with it, so it sends it to the fat cells behind the muscle. Okay. And by that being oxygen deprived, it starts this whole chemical reaction in the kidneys. And it causes the kidneys to release an enzyme, and all of this stuff starts to harden the arteries, and it leads to you not being you being sensitive to the salt. So before you even become sensitive to salt, it really starts with consuming too much of something in a diet. And we all have a favorite something that we do, whether it's a favorite cup of coffee that we're drinking too much. But if we find that something that we're doing too much of and remove that, that's the thing that causes the problem, because sodium actually helps to hydrate your body. So if you're dehydrated, just taking a little bit of salt and putting on your tongue, a little bit of baking soda, putting a little baking soda in water will help to rehydrate you very quickly. So I don't think so, but overdoing it is bad. Yeah.
But you know what? How old are you?
I'm 37.
I'm 54. So people my age been doing it over years, because we like, I'm a totally different generation from yours. You know what I mean? We learned from our parents. But see, the privilege, I'm from the South, but the privilege that I had was moving. I stayed in New York for like 18 years with the college up there. So I learned. I was hanging with 5%ers. I was hanging with Muslims. I put all of that in one. I learned how to eat. I actually learned how to live. You know what I mean? At an early age. You know what I'm saying? So I got friends that have died in their sleep from heart attacks and different things, and mixing different pills and alcohol and doing different things. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? But when you're taught to do better, you do better. Our people in the South, we didn't know. Man, I mean, I was still going to Thanksgiving dinners after I moved back from New York, and we were still having chitlins and pig beats and, you know what I mean, all the slave food. You know what I mean? That's what we was doing.
But did you know that that wasn't even actually slave food? That was poor white folks' food, and they put us on a poor white folks diet.
Yeah, but you know, I related to
It
as
stuck us with
slave
it.
food because we ate it. You know what I mean? Because we ate it. You know what I mean? And it's just like I learned so much being with people that were wiser and really just like awake. It taught me a lot. You know what I'm saying? It taught me a lot, and I learned a lot. So when I came back to try to implement that knowledge in my people, man, they looked at me like I was a fucking witch doctor, man. They wasn't trying to hear that. You know what I mean? They wasn't trying.
No way, you sound. I lost you. I can't hear you. Okay, yeah, leave and come back. Yeah, leave and come back on. Okay, so he's frozen. He's frozen. I really want to say what I'm going to say for when he gets back. I really want to say what I want to say for when he gets back. But what I will say is that I have other people that I'm connected to who are from that era. The people who I'm connected to are from that era who are also 55 on up. And a lot of them have changed their ways because they were taught a certain thing. And when you are being taught something, you are consuming something from somebody who you feel knows more than you. So sometimes you can take that blindly. Now, the difference with me is that this is divine, and this is what my soul was put here to do. So whereas I might be, no, we don't fry in those seed oils. We don't fry in those seed oils. We cut that out a while ago. But the difference between what I'm doing, let me speed it up and stop talking so slow. But the difference between what I'm doing here is that this is coming from downloads from God to me, from source to me, from my higher self, and any experiences I experienced in my past lives leading up to now. So I naturally came on this earth not willing to just take information. I decipher information. I am not someone to just be taught. I will take what you're saying, and then I'm going to think about it deeply to see how that makes sense to me. And also, I've worked with lots and lots of people myself. And that stuff that they were pushing from the old school, I think that shit is antiquated, and I honestly think it's played. And I think that was some age of Pisces stuff. And now we're in the age of Aquarius where everything is coming out. And it's so much deeper than that stuff that they were talking about from the past. Yes, the 5%ers and all of them, they paved the way for things that are going on now. But now it's time for us to carry the torch and not just sit there and repeat the same stuff that they said, because then it's like we don't know nothing ourselves. We can't decipher anything for ourselves. We just need people to tell us something, and then all we're supposed to do is go back and repeat the same thing that was taught to us because these people are elders from a certain time period. But I highly disagree with some of the things that they were talking about. I don't agree that you should be eating only raw foods. I do not think that sodium is the main problem that we are dealing with. I think the main problem that we're dealing with is sugar and the overconsumption of carbs and the overconsumption of something. You can have everything in moderation, but once you start consuming too much of something, your liver is like, I'm tired of it. Put that shit down. I don't know. I don't want to process it no more. I don't know what to do with it. We've got enough of that. So anything that your liver feels overloaded about, it gets an attitude and it sends it to the fat cells. And it's not sending it to that soft fat in the front. It's sending it to that hard fat that's behind the muscle layer. And once it does that, that fat is outside of the reach of blood vessels and becomes oxygen deprived. It can't get no oxygen. So then what it does is it starts to emit an enzyme. Your kidney starts to emit an enzyme. And then that's the reason why the blood vessels start to harden up. And that's why you become sensitive to salt. You're not just sensitive to salt. The problem is not just salt. Salt helps to hydrate us. We need salt. Salt is what helps the electricity in our body run and flow. So it's not that. It's not just the salt, but it's deeper than that. It's the sugar. And that's why so many people want to go to the fruit diets, because they're already addicted to sugar, and it's easy for them to do that. Hey, how you doing? Hello. Okay. How you doing? You talking or not? I don't know how to get you off the screen if you're not, because I don't never accept people on my lives. So if you're not talking, can you exit? Somebody who go live, tell me how to get this person off the live, because they just sitting there. Thank you. That's why I don't ever. But yeah, get them off. I don't know how to get them off. Um. Okay, protocol. Does this mean we can't use natural cream or squats to tighten it? My inner thighs are starting to sag due to weight loss. I know you said don't exercise on HSV. You can't use any products. That's why y'all be messing up y'all detox, because y'all always trying to use a product and it says natural. Just like the Snapple that I was talking about earlier, with all these natural flavors and stuff. That's so sweet. So sweet. You know what I'm saying? It's okay, AG woman. It's all right. It's okay. So anyways, so this is what's really going on in the body. That's what's really going on in the body. And I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to study to tell you what everybody else is saying, because a lot of this stuff is wrong. The science is right. The science is right. But let me tell you what they're doing. They're doing just like the Bible. You know how people are using the Bible to sell their shit? How if you go to a Primerica meeting, in the Primerica meeting, they're going to be talking about all these Bible verses and all this stuff to use the Bible to get you emotional, to sell you something. That's what they're doing, the same doggone thing. They're doing the same thing. The Bible verse and all of that is right. But what they're telling you that you need to do is something from their own mind that's going to put money into their pockets. The science that they're telling you is right. The science is correct. The biology, the chemistry of it is right. All of that is right. But once they start telling you, and that's why you need to only eat fruit, and that's why you can't eat no cooked food, that's when they start lying. All of that shit is a lie. That's where the lies start. That's where the lies start. And the reason is for you to go and buy the shit they selling you. That's the only reason. And it's fine. Like that's fine. That's how they do it. But I'm telling you, that's the reason why you're not going to hear me saying the things that they're saying, because God gave me my own path. And you know what? You know what's the crazy thing about it? I'm the only one talking about this, to my knowledge. I'm the only one telling people these things that I'm telling people. And it's okay if some people are not going to accept it, and they're not going to rock with it. They don't agree with it, and it's against them. There's actually people that's been waiting for somebody to say the things that I'm saying. There's people who have tried the alkaline vegan diet, and they're like, they can't do that shit. There's people who have tried going all fruit, and they're like, I can't do that shit. There's people who tried going all raw, and they're like, I can't do that shit. This is for them. This is for them. There's people who feel like they can't do those because they tried it and it failed for them, and now they feel hopeless, like ain't nothing gonna work for them, that nothing can help them now, because they tried the alkaline vegan diet and they found that it made their stomach acids too doggone alkaline, and now they can't break their food down properly, which led to all kinds of gut issues. And they're like, well, what do I do now? What do I do now? If the alkaline vegan diet had me messed up, then there's really nothing for me, because they say that's the best of the best. So I'm here for those people. That's the people who I'm here for. Everybody has their people that God has for them. and vice versa. Can you detox if breastfeeding? No, you're not. No, you don't want to detox while you're breastfeeding because you don't want none of that stuff going inside of your milk to feed your baby. You don't. And also, detoxing will change the taste of your breast milk. Whatever you're eating is your breast milk will have an undertone of those flavors. Okay, so if you're eating a whole bunch of spinach, your milk is going to become spinachy, and your baby ain't gonna like that. So I don't recommend starting the detox until you're ready to wean. Once you're ready to wean, then start, because then the taste of your milk will make the baby go like, I don't want that. Tell somebody else to do it. The baby gonna tell you, tell somebody else to do it. So yeah, we don't breastfeed while we're on the detox. And yeah, you're gonna lose hella weight. How much weight you want to lose? You want to lose 10 pounds in a week? I'm not saying that you should, but you definitely could on this detox. There's been people who's done it. There's somebody who lost 17 pounds in 3 days. And I really asked them, like, I had been trying to message you. You're not responding to my messages. You're only responding to me at like 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm obviously not going to be up responding to you. And now you're telling me you lost 17 pounds in 3 days and you're at the hospital? You don't want help. You don't even want help. You just want excuses to stop. You just want excuses to stop. Vegan only work short term something benefits. People don't realize it's because you're in full-time autophagy. More than a couple months, you lose all benefits. I think there was like some typos in there that made me not completely understand what you was talking about. How much apple cider vinegar and baking soda do you suggest to alkalize to ward off HPV? That's what I'm saying. HPV, you don't alkaline for HPV. There's no such thing as you being able to alkalize your body. You can't. When you test your urine pH, that is your urinary tract system. There is no measurement for a body pH. There's no tool that you can use to measure a body's pH. There's no test for it. There's no body pH test. There's urine pH test, and it tests only your urinary tract system. And also, HPV comes from being more alkaline than you're supposed to be. That's why you got HPV, because you're more alkaline down there than you're supposed to be. Your skin is more alkaline than it's supposed to be. Your vagina is more alkaline than you're supposed to be. And you need to make it more acidic, not alkaline for HPV. That's how that works. That fungus, and like, well, HPV is not a fungus. HPV is fungus-like. Okay, it's very fungus-like. It acts more like a fungus than it does a virus, and it's only skin deep. It's only in the skin. That's it. So yes, body pH is locked. You cannot do nothing. You don't have a body pH. You have varying pH ranges and executions. You have things happening in your body that has specific pH values for that specific process in that moment. It is not something that you can manipulate or change. There's even people saying that alkaline means not man-made. And I'm like, well, what's man-made? Broccoli. Broccoli's man-made. Broccoli was not made in a laboratory. Did you know that all of these fruits and vegetables, even your soursop and all of that stuff, came from a certain plant? And from that one plant, they made all of these different plants in that family. Okay? I gotta remember to make that post. I think I got it in my notes. But I did repost somebody who posted something like that. And she was showing how it was like the brassica, it was like brassica plant, and from the brassica plant you get spinach, cauliflower, you get all of the cruciferous vegetables from this one plant. You get broccoli and all of this stuff from this one plant. And because people in ancient times took and mated those plants, just like plants naturally mate now. The plants mate on their own. They have the same number of chromosomes so that they can do that. Now, humans and dogs can't mate because we got different chromosomes. But plants are made to mate and made to breed. Okay? So when these plants breed just from them putting them next to each other and just choosing, okay, I like the way this one came out, I like the way that one came out, so let me put these next to each other so that they can breed. That is what's happening. Yes, Priscilla, thank you. Thank you, Priscilla. Yep. So when you look at it that way, it's a lot of propaganda that's happening. A whole lot of propaganda. A whole lot of propaganda. And not only that, it's to sell something. It's to sell something. Now, how many years I've been over here giving away everything, like telling y'all everything. The only thing I charge for is my time. So if you want to reach out to me personally, like while I'm not live, then yes, you will have to pay for me to stop what I'm doing to respond to you. But other than that, I give you all the information for free. All you got to do is show up and ask questions. That's it. That's it. Show up and ask questions. Let's see. Okay, Queen, no squats then until after. There's no working out while you're on protocol. No working out while you're on protocol. Okay. So I think we probably covered pretty much everything on here. Oh, how much apple cider vinegar? Yeah. So that Nancy, just get the detox manual, and the detox manual is going to tell you exactly what you do for HPV. The detox manual tells you exactly what you do for HSV. It's $100, and you go and get that book, and then you have the whole process. You can keep that book with you forever, however long you need that book. You can print it out. You can save it to your device, refer to it whenever you need to or when you're ready to get on a detox. But that is the book that you need, that's going to tell you everything that you need to do for HSV and for HPV. Just that simple. And it's only $100. Okay. Constipation. All right. So if you're constipated, there's chance, and not only are you on protocol or off protocol. If you're off protocol and you're constipated, you are not eating enough food. Okay. You're not eating enough food. You also are not eating enough fiber. And it could be more than that, because I'm giving you general things for if you're not experiencing any health conditions that causes constipation, or if you're not on medication that causes constipation, because that can happen too. There's certain conditions that will cause you to have a slow moving bowel, which will cause you to have constipation. Okay. What are some foods you can eat on the protocol? You got to go and get the protocol, and then that will tell you what the meal plan is. We don't have some foods you can eat. It's an exact meal plan that you have to follow. Exact meal plan, and it's going to consist of cruciferous vegetables. So if you can't do the cruciferous vegetables because you don't like greens, then you won't be able to do the protocol, because it's all greens, it's all cruciferous vegetables, but it's not just all of the cruciferous vegetables. Okay. Because if you got HSV, you cannot eat collard greens. If you got HSV, you cannot eat mustard greens. Okay. Or cabbage if you got HSV. So it's not just any random cruciferous vegetables. It's specific ones. This is a very specific meal plan. So if you got constipation and everything else is just normal, no health conditions or medications, you're not eating enough food, you're not drinking enough water, you're not getting enough fiber. Okay. Or you are consuming too many soups, smoothies, things like that, and you're not eating enough solid foods. Okay, those are the reasons why people are constipated. That's the main reason. Another reason is if you're eating too much meat. You're like, well, I eat enough and I drink water, but are you eating a lot of beef? Beef will sit in your system, especially if you're I think African American is a misnomer. And black puts you under the black codes. So I don't really like saying black. I don't like saying African American. How about we'll say brown melanated people, okay? If you're a brown melanated person, because there's different types of melanin. The Asians got a different type of melanin. White people have a different type of melanin. If you're a brown melanated person, the way our digestive system is set up, meat will sit in there way too doggone long. It just sits in there way too long, okay? So in that case, you need to eat less meat, eat more salads. Eat more salads. Having a salad once a day, if you're experiencing constipation, maybe twice a day, could help you to relieve your bowels. And then also, if you're not on protocol, I also drink those, I didn't bring my water with me. I also drink that TLC stuff. Excuse me. Excuse me. I get that TLC stuff from Robbie XL. Robbie_XL. He's one of the TLC distributors, and an Instagram sex symbol. I get the TLC Total Life Care, Total Life TLC. Go to Robbie XL's Instagram and you can get the stuff from him, and it works. And I love what it does for my stomach. All right. So, next, when showering, what best to wash without that? Y'all asked this question about 3 times on this live. I don't know if you are on protocol. It's very interesting that I've had this question asked 3 times on this live because that is not usual. So I don't know if you're on protocol or off protocol, so the answer would be different if you're on protocol or off protocol. So I don't know. So anyways, I'm about to get out of here. I'm hungry. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna see y'all next time. Follow me. Get into the text club. Get in. Matter of fact, F that text club. Get onto the free. I'm typing it in now. Get into the free community, and then post your questions in there for me. Use a fake name. Use a fake name to create your profile on there so that you can ask your sensitive, intimate questions without feeling any type of way. And then, oh shit, I had an important question that I needed to answer. I'm gonna answer this last one and then I'm gonna get out of here. It was from somebody in my community on the free side. And they said that they were not cheating on the detox and their number went up 4 points. And I think they were I don't think it was just that they were wondering why, but let me tell you what's up with that. If you were on a detox, you said that you was doing everything right, but your numbers went up 4 points. You were not doing everything right for your numbers to go up, especially to have that big of a number jump. You weren't doing everything right. It's not just that you need to eat the right foods, which I find that, because this is a person that's not a client. When the person's not a client, I find that they think they are eating the right things or doing the right things, and they are simply not. If we get on the phone and do a consultation and they tell me everything that they have been eating, I find out that they were eating something they weren't supposed to eat. Now, the last time that I got on the phone with someone who's not a client but needed help with their numbers, what happened was he was using native deodorant and Suave to wash his hair. So are you using products that are not on protocol and that's not inside of the detox manual listed for you to use? Because if so, that will cause a problem. Another thing, before you got started with the detox, were you taking herbs? Were you eating nuts and seeds before you got started with the detox? Because the high arginine from certain herbs and the extreme amount of arginine from nuts and seeds, that is still in your body. It don't just come out when you poop. It sits in your body. It stores in your body, actually. It stores in your body. So I can't tell you exactly how long it's going to take for all that arginine to get out your system before you should start the protocol. But if you have any intentions on getting on this detox, stop taking herbs right now and stop eating nuts and seeds. If you got HSV, don't take nuts and seeds, period. Okay? No nuts and seeds if you got HSV. All right? And the way that this really needs to be done is I need to speak with each one of y'all individually on a consultation to tell you what it is I feel you need to do, because health is not one size fits all. It's just not. It's not one size fits all. And it gets real murky when you're trying to give generalized information to a whole bunch of people. And then I get scared that somebody's going to take some advice. Like, people are getting health tips from memes. They are literally creating their health regimen and protocol from memes. And they are messing themselves up. I don't want y'all to do that. So book a consultation with me, get a quick call with me so that you can find out all the different ways that I can help you. Because there's ways that I can help you and there's some ways I can't help you. So book a quick call with me so you can find out how it can help you or if this protocol is even right for you. Get into my free community so that you can post your questions in there for Q&A day. And I'm going to see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.